Bonjour Afolake.
Hello, Afolake.
Vous êtes en bleu ce matin?
Oh, I don't know. What's the occasion?
I don't know what
Je
happened.
sais pas ce qui s'est passé, non?
Yeah,
C'était pas du tout prévu, hein.
We didn't plan this.
The travel section's theme color is blue.
Yeah.
Happy Blue Thursday.
Exactly. Blue Thursday.
So, what's happening today? The United States travel ban?
Yes, indeed, you're right. Well, contrary to the policies of in Europe and United States, Africa remains the largest continent in terms of accommodating refugees and migrants. In the latest annual report of the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees stated that Africa alone hosts about 4.41 million of the refugees of the world in the world, out of total of 21.3 million. Now, besides 5 African nations in the world's top 10 refugee-friendly countries, I'm talking about Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Chad. And these numbers are expected to increase according to some security experts with the crisis in Burundi and South Sudan. It might surprise you that Somalia, which is one of the 3 African countries whose citizens are not allowed to enter the U.S. Territory, also hosts refugees. We've seen several nationals of the Yemen fleeing the civil war in the streets of Mogadishu and other Somali cities. The example of Somalia shows quite clearly that Africa, despite its problem, is still very much open, and it further affirms that it was further affirmed by the Secretary General of the United Nations Antonio Guterres while addressing the heads of state of the African Union meeting in Addis Ababa earlier this week.
Well, Afolake, if Africa welcomes refugees, it may be because it has decided to do so. And if African refugees are returned back at the borders of Western countries, is it the fault of their leaders?
The observation is quite clear, and Africans welcome everyone, but Africans are not welcomed everywhere. Donald Trump has just applied, laid emphasis on a policy that has already been applied in most Western countries today. And you talk about actions carried out by African policies in regard to the issue of migration and refugees. Now, the issue was raised just at the just concluded summit of the African Union by the immediate past president of the Commission of the African Union, Dlamini Zuma. She was even more explicit than the Secretary General of the United Nations. A strong view that was actually aired on our channel. But for the benefit of those who haven't seen it, let's have a look.
It is clear that globally we are entering very turbulent times. For an example, the very country to whom our people were taken as slaves during the transatlantic slave trade have now decided to ban refugees from some of our countries. What do we do about this? Indeed, this is one of the greatest challenges and tests to our unity and solidarity.
Now, from what we've heard, I think we should expect the African Union to mobilize on the recent travel ban by Donald Trump, which specifically targets Libya, Somalia, and Sudan. For the moment, I can't tell in what form this reaction would be or the mobilization would be. It might be an organization of a summit of the United States, such as the one held in Valletta with the European Union towards the end of 2015. Would this translate to a greater fluidity in terms of Africans traveling around the world? That, if you ask me, is the multi-million-dollar question.
Yes, and j'ai des doutes, moi. I have some doubt.
I doubt that.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Afolake.
Cette chronique Travel, on se retrouve la semaine prochaine pour une prochaine
See you for
chronique.